Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lisa of EnergieGal Holistic Wellness. We are a tribe that is understanding the power in integrating body, soul, spirit. We are coming out of our stories of victimhood and powerlessness by reorganizing, recalibrating, re-narrating our life story and reinterpreting it. And we are also coming into a deeper, higher, wider love relationship with ourselves, with each other, and with the source of love itself. Now, on today's show, we're going to be talking about a conversation that I had with a woman who said this. You know, whenever I hang out with you and hear what you have to say, I do get a little bit frustrated. And I said, unpack. And she said, you have this hopefulness that I think is, well, I just think it's ungrounded. And I said, well, tell me a little bit more. You think that my hope is not realistic? It's not possible? Unpack for me what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you're feeling. And she said, listen, I don't know if you and I are looking at the same world, but I'm looking out there and it's going to hell in a handbasket. And I don't see it getting any better. And yet whenever you're talking about, oh, you saw this happen, and then this happening, and oh my gosh, we're moving towards this, this new earth of heaven on earth, and that you've got such hope for humanity and the collective. And I don't see it. Well, I'm going to tell you my answer to her a little later. And in the meantime, we are going to finish our journey with the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. He says this in his last chapter called The New Dream. Heaven on Earth is the name of the chapter. He says this: I want you to forget everything you have ever learned in your whole life. This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. The dream you are living is your creation. It is your perception of reality that you can change at any time. You have the power to create hell, and you have the power to create heaven. Why not dream a different dream? Why not use your mind, your imagination, and your emotions to dream heaven? Just use your imagination and a tremendous thing will happen. Imagine that you have the ability to see the world with different eyes whenever you choose. Each time you open your eyes, you see the world around you in a different way. Close your eyes now and then open them and look outside. What you will see is love coming out of the trees, love coming out of the sky, love coming out of the light. You will perceive love from everything around you, and this is the state of bliss. You perceive love directly from everything, including yourself and other humans. Even when humans are sad or angry, behind these feelings, you can see that they are also sending love. So, using your imagination and your new eyes of perception, I want you to see yourself living a new life, a new dream, a life where you don't need to justify your existence, a life where you are free to be who you really are. So, imagine that you have permission to be happy and to really enjoy your life. Your life is free of conflict with yourself and with others. Now imagine living your life without fear of expressing your dreams. You know what you want, what you don't want, and when you want it. You are free to change your life the way you really want to. You are not afraid to ask for what you need, to say yes or no to anything or anyone. Now imagine living your life without the fear of being judged by others. You no longer rule your behavior according to what others may think about you. You are no longer responsible for anyone's opinion. You have no need to control anyone, and no one controls you either. Now imagine living your life without judging others. You can easily forgive others and let go of any judgments that you have. You don't have the need to be right, and you don't need to make anyone else wrong. You respect yourself and everyone else, and they respect you in return. Imagine living without the fear of loving and not being loved. You are no longer afraid to be rejected, and you don't have the need to be accepted. You can say, I love you, with no shame or justification. You can walk in the world with your heart completely open and not be afraid to be hurt. Now imagine living your life without being afraid to take a risk and to explore life. You are not afraid to lose anything. You are not afraid to be alive in the world, and you are not afraid to die. Now imagine that you love yourself just the way that you are. You love your body just the way that it is. And you will love your emotions just the way they are. You know that you are perfect just as you are. The reason I ask you to imagine these things is because they are all entirely possible. You can live in this state of grace, this state of bliss, this dream of heaven. But in order to experience this dream, you must first understand what it is. He goes on from there for quite a few pages, but I will bring it all down to one thing that he says, and it's this. At the core of everything is love. Now, there's some of y'all who are going to be like, yeah. You know, it's esoteric. I can't hold on to that. I can't wrap my hands around it. I've heard all you need is love, boop-a-doo-ba-doo. But there's something to be said for the simplicity of what he is offering. What if it was not as complicated as having to read 11 books, forgive this one, that one, do this, do that, jump through these hoops, try to do this, meditate at least 15 minutes every single day, make sure you've got this, oh my God, I need flowers in the house, oh, I need da-da-da. All these rituals and things that you need to make sure that you're thinking, and all these growths and all this pursuing of I'm gonna learn how to bring heaven to earth. And what if you just opened your heart to the possibility that heaven on earth already exists, and it's up to you to see it. And the way that you see it is by being, not doing, being your most authentic self. So if you want to vibrate at heaven on earth, which is love, paradise, bliss, if you want to find that place, then you need to buzz, have the frequency, hear the radio station of this dimension. You need to be the love that you already are. See, it's not a matter of I need to get someplace. It's a matter of I need to stop thinking some of these things, because at the core of it, I am love. I'll give you an example. Back a few years ago, I know of somebody close in my life, and she had a few people not treating her very well, not respecting her, not seeing her for the love being that she is and truly lives from. And she said, I'm in a bit of a conundrum because there is a part of me that wants to treat them the way that they have treated me. I'm not going to remember their birthdays. I'm not going to make a big deal out of occasions, get gifts. I don't want to make a big hoopla out of things. I just want to say, okay, I got it. Sounds good. She said, but when I think of doing that, I get sad. I feel like I don't know if I can do that. And she said, why? Why would I want to continue buying the gifts, having the celebrations, sending out the texts, trying to meet them? Why would I do that? What am I, a freaking masochist? And I said, no, hon. You're just living out of the truth of who you are as a love being. And as a love being, you ooze love. You do love. And it comes easier in some ways than holding back love. Can you imagine? You are a force of love, like Niagara Falls. Can you imagine trying to build a little wall that holds back Niagara Falls? Not going to happen. When you wake up to the truth of who you are unstoppable, because you can't not love when you know who you are as a love being. So you walk around doing love. And so, when that woman said to me, how can you be so annoyingly hopeful? I said, because I know who I am as a love being. And as a love being, I see through love's eyes. And I see you, I said, as a love being. And maybe you haven't woken up to that yet all the way. But as a love being, in my frequency of love, if you hang out with me long enough, I am believing that you are going to wake up to knowing who you are as a love being. And when you wake up to remembering who you are as a love being, you're going to be able to see the world through love's eyes and love's heartbeat. And the world will change. Maybe not overnight, but I think in some ways it will. What you perceive will. When I look out there, I see all the good that's going on. Do I think that there's nothing bad, evil? No, I know that the absence of love is happening. It's just that I choose not to emphasize that. I choose not to continue to feed that. I continue to surround myself with love and to abide in that frequency of bliss and love, which is my true identity, and then believe that that sort of thing is being made manifest around me as well. And I know that sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? But what if it is that simple? What if it is that simple? And we complicate it, and it's not actually complicated. Now, is there any place for meditation? Being careful of what you eat, being careful of what you put in your body and surround your body by, the people that you hang out with. Is there any validity to what you're reading and the podcasts that you're listening to? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just saying that it's not necessary. Darn helpful. Guided meditations, darn helpful. Not necessary, but darn helpful, which is why I meditate every day. Would you ever say to me, how did you wake up? How did you start remembering, Lise? I read books. Darn helpful. So keep doing it if you're doing it. All I'm saying is that it doesn't make you something that you already aren't. It just wakes you up to remembering something that you already are. So, you know what? Grab your water. acknowledge the energy that you have in your palms. Pour your intention into the water. And you know what it is? It's less words and it's more feeling. Hold it to your heart and think, what would it feel like to have somebody look at you through the eyes of love and know that the areas where you still struggle in addiction, the areas where you feel insecure and less than perfect, they can see through all of that with a tender heart, and that they only see love when they look at you. What would that feel like? To have somebody wrap their heart of love around you and say, oh man, you're perfect. Do I see addiction? Do I see insecurities? Do I see other things that miss the mark? Do I see that you have forgotten your perfection? Yeah. But underneath all that, I see who you are, and you are love. How would that feel? It would feel really good. It would feel safe. I want to receive that. I want to be that. So as always, thank you so much for your time and your presence and your attention here in this space. My name is Lisa, and I am an holistic wellness practitioner. And I am a certified eating psychology coach, as well as specializing in body dysmorphia, anxiety, raising special needs kids, relationships, and if I can be of service to you one-on-one, click any of the links below. In the meantime, subscribe if you want to continue to let this channel grow and get the word out. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next video comes up. And I appreciate your comments and your likes and your shares. So it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.